No ma'am, not doing that. No ma'am. Are you crazy? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Queen America, and we're back with another video. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna get a glass of wine to top it up with y'all because girl, or baby girl, we got some things to catch up on, and this look is really giving. I was trying to do a chit chat, get ready with me, but I was rambling, so I'm redoing it right here, right now. These lashes are Queen America's. This lip gloss is my girl's HD Kiss. Shout out to her. I did her lip scrub, amazing. Her lip gloss, amazing. So I'm gonna link all that stuff down below so you can check her out. But I'm gonna go grab my wine, you grab yours, and we'll be back. Okay. Got one of my favorite wine. The brand Stella Rosa is my motherfucking fave, y'all. Like, I freaking love this brand. The wine is so good. If you have not had this before, like, what is you on? Oh, all my girls that's over 21. If you have not had this before, what is wrong, sis? Because this is that yak. This is that yak, okay? Oh, I'm excited. That don't make no sense. Y'all don't mind me. I drink wine like, baby. Y'all queens that be drinking wine down here, girl. Let's get into this chit chat. Get ready with me, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all how your girl got fired. Your girl lost her job, y'all. Like, right before my trip to Cancun, Mexico, your girl got fired. Like, yeah, they let me go, y'all. So I already tried to record it earlier, and I was rambling or venting or just going in on the whole situation. But I want this to be really about corporate America, which I call corporate Karen from my experience. Listen, I'm no way, shape, or form saying that, you know, corporate life is not good. Like, I think my experience was not great. So it kind of ruined my entire corporate like desire. Honestly, like, I can't. I don't want it, you know. I'll just start from the beginning. But if you working in corporate and you killing it, girl, do your thing. Like, I'm proud of you, embracing all that you are and what you got going on. Yes, but it's just not, my experience really had me fucked up. So, like, it's just over with me. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. This wine is so good, girl. Anyway, listen. So, and I lasted a year and I think a month before they fired me, and I would have quitted like probably 4 months in, maybe even 3 months. Like, as soon as I joined the job, I'm not gonna tell y'all where I worked. I'm not gonna tell y'all. Just know I worked corporate Karen, and it was in the fashion industry. Yeah. So, I was on an entry-level position, making good money. Like, you know, it was a great start. So I thought, you know, within the pandemic, I got the job in the pandemic. Well, no, I got the job before the pandemic, but I started working virtually, like online. So that was challenging within itself. And I think being the second class that the company has experienced, you know, virtually onboarding not students, but, you know, entry-level position of the job. So I'm not naming what the job was. It was just very much kind of like trial and error. Like, they, you know, like, the whole structure of the position was no longer, I feel like it's like invalid at this point, because the things that I wouldn't typically do on their day-to-day job if COVID never existed, if we were not working from home, if we were working like in person, was not even applicable, you know? So I hope that makes sense. So within that, like, once I started with the company, as soon as I started, like probably not even 2 weeks in, my head manager, like my manager's manager, quit. Okay, a couple months later, another co-worker in the same department, the same team as mine, quit. Then I think maybe a month later, someone else quit. Like, it was just crazy. The job, like the business, was going. So my like business acumen, my self growth within the company, as far as in onboarding, taking that bull by the horn and like really killing it in the game, was like, you know, because I just feel like I wasn't given what I should have been given, as far as in learning and developing and actually taking the time to hone down on those skills. My day-to-day position and job, it just was not realistic at all. And I voiced that after a while. Like, after months went by, I'm just like, yo, like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not eating. I'm having nightmares about work. Like, it was very, very, very toxic. And I voiced it to my management, and it went back and backfired against me. And I just kept pushing, you know, hated it, but just kept pushing with the job. Like, I still get to work with a smile on my face. I still was that, you know, bubbly person, not kissing ass, but bubbly. Now, with this job, working in corporate America, I learned that you have to kiss ass. Like, you legit have to kiss ass, or like they're out to get you. Like, if you're not kissing they ass, then they just not fucking with you. And I really didn't give a fuck. Like, I did not care. Like, I'm sorry, my job was just, my career job was just that. Like, this is not my life. A lot of the people that I worked with, it was their life. Like, they were working till 12 in the morning, 10 at night, 8 at night, like stressing, hallucinating over this job. And I'm just like, it's not that serious. And after a while, it became that for me. Like, my job really became my life, and I hated it. Like, I did not have time for YouTube. I didn't have time for nothing that I freaking loved. And like, you know, even cook, even though shower, wash my ass before work. Like, legit, I used to wake up at 5, 6, 7 in the morning and log on in the next 10, 20 minutes. Like, I'd be happy if I was able to pray and thank God, like, legit, before I step out of my bed. Like, wake up stressing, oh snap, I gotta have this done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. It was a lot of unrealistic expectation, a lot of unrealistic deadlines. And if you spoke up about that, they was out to get you. And that's just what it was. And I didn't know going in, entry level. Like, my mom didn't work corporate, my dad didn't work corporate. I was the first in my family, not want to say my family, because my aunt worked in corporate, and I was telling her about it, and she's like, you know, she told me her side of like what I should do dealing with that. And it just was one thing after the next with this job. Like, legit, if I spoke up, it was like looked down upon, you know. Like, I went to HR, HR would check in on me and ask, like, how's everything going? And not just me, just everyone else that was in my class when we started the company together. They were asking, like, just a check-in call, virtual call, because everyone's working from home. So it's not like, you know, I'm sitting with my team and everything's team oriented. I found out after a while, like, this is not a team. Everyone really is on the backstabbing business, really on the competitive business. Like, it wasn't really given a team. Like, if someone knew how to get something done quick, they would not reach out and try to let me know. If I asked, they would give me the runaround and not try to help me develop my skills or you know, get things done in a quick way. Like, I'm trying not to go in detail, but still tell y'all what happened. So, long story short, turns out my management was out to get me. Like, he was keeping receipts on me. Like literally paper trail of little things, like baby thing, like bullshit things, like. And me being into corporate, I didn't know like I needed to keep a paper trail. Girl, HR came to me and asked, do you want to be here? Like all of this crazy stuff. Even to the point where my management thought that it was okay to put me back into the onboarding like classes where there's literally just PowerPoint presentations. Like that's not helping me. I need you to sit with me as we're supposed to do, and walk through different things and review different things of different reports and dealing with other partners within the business and stuff like that was not done. Because if it was an in-person session, we would be together, going to the same places together, talking and discussing, and a lot of exposure would have been there. But with working from home, I wasn't able to see the product. I wasn't able to really hound on and dig into the business and show, not just from my management's perspective, but my management's perspective would have seen my work ethic. But because that wasn't the case and working from home, it's your story against mine. And you have receipts and you're flipping the story around. But yeah, so I hope this makes sense. If this sounds like mumbo jumbo, then I don't know. But yeah, so it was a lot of inconsistency of even positions. So the job was just so much all over the place, which was very overwhelming because when it came to my growth and development, as well as my responsibility, as well as my management responsibilities, it just was, I was getting the runaround, or she would put me back in the onboarding classes. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to, because I very much felt like I was crazy. They made me feel like I was crazy, like I was slow, like I don't know, y'all. Like it just wasn't good. It wasn't a good environment. It was very toxic. And when I spoke up, like, hey, I'm not eating. Hey, I'm having nightmares. Hey, this is what I'm dealing with. Like I'm overwhelmed. Can someone help? Like I know I'm black, and y'all think that black people were just supposed to take on majority of the work or do and like not breathe through all of that. But legit, she literally was like, I'm dealing with the same thing. Like I have not ate lunch and One time she literally asked me to work and eat. No ma'am, not doing that. No ma'am. Are you crazy? Mind you, I'm sending screenshots to HR. Like after a while I knew, like, okay, 8 months in, I'm like, okay, I need to start keeping receipts because obviously this bitch been out to get me since day one. So she ended up moving. We was no longer in the same position, so she left that and went to another position within the company, which was ironic to me because it was like you really didn't want this job. So that goes to show, like, you really didn't want to help develop me because you really don't care and you're overwhelmed with your work. So you put more shit on my plate, but then you don't want to help me develop and tackle all this stuff. We're supposed to be a team, but unrealistic expectations, spoke about that. Unrealistic deadlines, spoke up about that. They use that against me. Oh, well, you're saying you're not even trying to get the work done. You're just saying like off bat that you're not going to be able to get it done. Of course I'm not going to be able to get it done if we have meetings all day and I only have an hour to complete a laundry list of things to get done. That's unrealistic, baby. We're in the same meetings. It was just really mind-boggling. They really flipped the script and made it seem like something that it really wasn't, and been going to HR ahead of me before I even knew and that I could even trust HR, which I really couldn't, because everything that I went and told HR went back and told my management. So at that point, I just was like, fuck it, I really don't care no more. Like, I didn't care. I'm sorry, I'm not kissing y'all ass. I'm not about to be working every day from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Like, legit, I was working like that in the beginning. And mom was like, girl, you still working? Like, I said, yeah, mom, I'm still working and I'm tired. Did you eat today? No, but it's okay. Like, legit, since I started this job. And it was never ending, like, never ending. And then once I got in trouble, they put me on probation. My management, she done built this whole story trying to put me on probation for me to literally lose my job, right? It's called PIP, if anyone knows what that is. So I was on that, and I'm just pushing. Mind you, within that, they're supposed to really hover over you. Before that, I was already micromanaged. Like, it was horrible, y'all. Like, I literally grew anxiety with this job, and I don't have anxiety. Like, I've never had anxiety. Nightmares about this job. Waking up thinking about what's not completed. Y'all, if only y'all knew. But yeah, so after that, she built this whole story, went to HR, and then they decided to put me on PIP, which is like probation. Like, if you do not do better or meet their expectations within 30 or 60 or 90 days, they will fire you. Now, once I found this out, and even before I found this out, I had other coworkers that I knew before I joined the company, and they were telling me about their experience, how they hate it, how they be treating Black people within the company. And I actually spoke to several different Black people in the company experiencing the same things I was dealing with. They had left the company, got fired, was on the same bullshit that they put me on, right? And I didn't know, because I'm new to corporate, whatever. I didn't know, like, oh, I'm supposed to keep receipts. Oh, I can't trust y'all folks. Like, but after being there, after amount of time, I started to pick up on certain things. Like, oh, this bitch thinks she's sneaky. But she was sneaky. She had me for a minute. For some time, where she built that story to have me on probation, y'all. And there be little shit like she will call out. Like, if I say this is beige tan, she would say this is brown. And I would get in trouble for that. And then a whole bunch of work we piled on my plate, a whole bunch of work, unrealistic expectations, and I'm voicing that it's unrealistic expectations. Now I'm rushing to get this shit done. I'm overwhelmed, so shit's gonna be fucking wrong, clearly, because I just don't understand how y'all think everything's gonna be perfectly right. Everything's gonna line up when I have a deadline in the day, and I didn't have time to really get all this shit done, but the deadline needs to be met. Unrealistic expectations. Maybe I'm crazy, but was my experience. And where am I in the story? So we'll push that out. Oh yeah, my friends. So yeah, friends have quitted because their management was trash, like mine. My other friend also quit. She was moving to another position. Her management, like her manager became my manager once my manager's managers had left the company. So that goes to show, like, a mess. The company, quote unquote, is all about diversity and inclusion and growth and development and teamwork and all this bullshit that is a fucking lie. Legit. So, mind you, I didn't go to school like, oh my God, I want to be this, like the position I was. I never wanted to do that job, like, but I wanted security. I wanted, a job to, take care of myself, and it was in my field. So, like, it looked great. It seemed like a great opportunity. When I interned, why does it look like that? When I interned, it was really exciting. Like, I enjoyed working as an intern with that company. Like, everything seemed great, but once you really get in it and see for yourself how it was, it's just not it. Like, I hated my job. Okay, sorry y'all, my camera had died. But yeah, I freaking hated my job with all of me. Like, it was horrible. I was not happy. I was not fulfilled. I was not, and it's all really driven by management. Like, I feel like it was management, or even if it trickled down from management, from the high demands of whatever, or just the company not understanding this new way of development, I would say. because the kind of job that I was working, it really thrives off of hands-on experience, which is really why I love the company. It's very hands-on. I was literally feeling like the secretary half of the time, or like the person that did like busy work for real. Like the first 6 months of my job, I was not doing the shit that was in my job description at all. Mind you, I voiced this to my management, voiced this to HR, because I was like, the type of stuff that y'all put me on probation for, I don't even do on a daily basis. There's no opportunity to show y'all I know how the fuck to do it, because I'm too busy doing other shit that my management tells me to prioritize. So when there's priorities that you want me to prioritize on top of the other priorities, which should typically be the shit that I should be doing, I'm not understanding. So whatever. HR really tag teamed with my management, and that's just what it was. So after I peeped that, it was like, I'm not kissing y'all ass. So, because kissing y'all ass would have been me literally working 24/7 and still wouldn't have enough time to get all this shit done, realistically. Yeah. So that was my experience. It was a very, very eye-opening experience, and I was just ready to quit every fucking 2 minutes. And my dad and my parents was like pushing me, my family, everyone's like pushing me to keep pushing, my friends keep pushing. But everyone I knew that I even connected with within the job hated it. Like, it wasn't no one in the job that I knew or talked to, or even my coworkers on the same team would complain and say how shit was unrealistic, how shit was the deadlines was just unrealistic. Everything was just unrealistic expectation, unrealistic deadlines. Like, that's the majority of the freaking problem, and I just was not gonna kiss nobody's ass to keep no job. I'm sorry, I'm not. And like, my mental health, okay, physical health, okay, emotional health, was really at risk with this job, and it really was not worth my sanity. But I really pushed through until they fired me. Like, I was not gonna quit because I had bills to pay. Now, if I was in my house still and I didn't have these bills out and accumulated, because I decided to go, once I got my job, I figured, oh yeah, I'm about to get my apartment, get my car, this and that, I would have been quit this damn job. I would have been quit. But instead, I waited until they fired me. Like, I knew I was going to get fired. That's why once I got fired, it wasn't no surprise, for real, because I was expecting it. They was literally doing everything that they needed to do to fire me. And I wasn't about to keep fighting back to a system that is not on my side to begin with. And that was clear once I sat and went to HR several times, and they went back and told my management. They went back, and now all of a sudden my management is using the stuff that I went to HR about flipped the story and used it against me. So once the day came, we jumped on the call, and they're just looking like they're the type that's like, hey, please put your camera on. Please turn your camera on. Like, girl, no, I don't feel comfortable. Like, why do I need to have my camera on? They one of those. In the meeting, I have my camera on, and they're just like, yeah, we're deciding that basically you're terminated from the company effectively immediately. Okay. And this is like 10 o'clock the day before my trip to Mexico that I just went on with my girlfriend. And they knew this, like, this was PTO for the rest of that week. They fired me the day right before my trip, and that was just it. There was no discussion. They just asked if I have any questions, do I have any concerns. HR's on the call, like, do you have any questions? We know you have benefits with us and this and that. Ma'am, why are you telling them my business? We're on a call. Like, if you have something aside from my personal business, we should be talking offline, not in front of my management. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. So yeah, I think I touched on all the points. But overall, like with my experience with corporate America, I fucking hated it. I do not know. I do not. I know my other friends that have worked within corporate America with that company and they moved on to other companies. They had better experience. Their first experience with this specific company was horrible, but where they are now, they seem to be happy. They say they're happy, so that's that. But me personally, I feel like I'm scarred from corporate America, honestly. If I end up working again in corporate America, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna see where God takes me. I'm really just focusing on getting my mental health back, getting myself back together, because I felt like I lost myself within this job as well as COVID and everything too. Um it's just so crazy how things really played out, and you really think once you graduate college and move on into the corporate world or even just real life that people aren't catty, people aren't, messy, and people aren't, who they are. So um yeah, they still exist, especially in corporate America, very much catty. Like, I'm sure I was talked about in so many meetings, so many offline calls. I just didn't know because I wasn't, in person. I barely knew my management from the beginning. Like, in person, like, you know how you meet somebody in person and you can read them like in a certain way, but when you meet them virtually, like, that's different. Does that make sense? Like, if I go to the store with somebody and I see how they react with around people and how they move and engage with other people, like, literally we would hop on a call together as an entire team, the whole division, and no one would say anything majority of the time. Like, literally be on the call just clicking like this, looking miserable as hell because they fucking hate their life. Because literally that job is your life. That's the only way. Like, I don't know, but I'm so happy that chapter is closed. I don't regret it. I already am grateful for that experience, because literally I pray to God for that experience. I pray to God exactly for what I've received, beside, the type of experience I've had. Like, I prayed for that specific area. I prayed for that job, thinking that's what I wanted, thinking that was what I needed, and it was just not at all. So I'm really in a space where I'm really focusing on myself, getting myself back together, applying to other jobs. I don't really want to work another job, but I got bills, bitch, and y'all not buying these lashes enough for me. I ain't it what you call, but yeah. So that's my story about how the fuck I got fired, girl, right before my trip. And let me tell you, once I got fired, I returned all this shit that same day. I went straight to FedEx and dropped all this shit off. Also, I felt like they felt some way because I was not meeting in person. Like, literally, my management would call me if I was working from home and they were like meeting in person at like the corporate office, or if they went to New York to go meet with our business partners, and I just didn't feel comfortable to go because COVID. I just was like not comfortable. And I voiced that. And of course, it's okay. You don't feel like going. And not that you don't feel like going. If you don't feel comfortable to go or whatever, it's okay. But they say that, but at the same time, it made me feel some way every time when I didn't go, or when I said or voiced like, hey, I don't feel comfortable to go to New York City. I don't feel comfortable to go to corporate office to meet up with y'all. Like, COVID ain't real outside, right? So yeah, management did dumb shit. Like, she was telling me to take notes for a meeting that I wasn't physically in, but I was in virtually. How the fuck was I supposed to hear everything that was going on in that meeting virtually when you got different people in different parts of the room? Set up for failure. But yeah, I'm just gonna end that here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Get me to, we almost at 300, I think, subscribers. I'm trying to be consistent, y'all. I'm pushing to be consistent. Don't forget to always embrace all that you are, no matter what you're going through. I'm embracing losing my job. I'm embracing my experience, you know. It's the truth. Like, I feel like I want to come to this platform and give y'all the real deal. Like, I don't want y'all to look at me and think that I got it all together, because I don't. If you do not feel comfortable at no job, like, leave. I waited for them to fire me because I was just like, I'm gonna run this shit till the wheels fall off, and I'm not about to keep kissing y'all ass to do that. So I did that. I wasn't quitting because I didn't have a job secured. But if you're dealing with something similar, if you're dealing with something similar to me, I would suggest keep applying to jobs, keep going on interviews, try your best every single day. Do not overwork yourself. Do not overwhelm yourself. Speak up. Keep a paper trail, okay? Go to HR before they go to HR first, because if you don't, it's just too late. Because it was too late when I went, way too late. Okay, so it really is welcome, and that's corporate Karen for me. I can't, no more corporate Karen for me. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.